a stitch marker, a yarn needle, some scissors in order to cut your yarn, and you're going to need 2 size needles. This is a 5mm, and then this is a 6. And also, you're going to need a 4-weight yarn. Now that we have all of that stuff out of the way, I'm going to actually start with my 6mm hook. Move all of this stuff out the way. And we're going to start by making a slip knot. And now how I make my slip knot, let me make this a little bit bigger. How I make my slip knot, I grab my yarn and my needle and I just twist the yarn around the needle. And then I go and grab the needle and bring it through that hole that I twist. Then I tighten it. And that's how I make my slip knot. Now you can make yours any kind of way that's more convenient for you, but that's how I make mine. Now with that being said, we're going to chain 70 stitches. Now 70 will actually fit around my neck comfortable. So this is where your tape measure come in at. So if you want yours a little loose or a little bit tighter, then you measure your neck to see how tight or how loose you want, and then you measure your chains to get to that particular length. Now how we start a chain is you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook, pull through, that's 1, pull through again, that's 2, wrap, pull through 3, pull through 4, pull through 5, pull through 6, pull through 7, pull through 8, pull through 9, and pull through 10. Now, this will probably be better for you, especially the beginners that's really not that good at counting. You can take on your 10th hook, not the one that's actually on the yarn that's on the hook. You want to go to the yarn that is right up under the stitch that's right up under the hook and put a stitch marker after every 10. And once you get to 70, that's if you're going to make yours as loose as mine. Once you get to 70, then you want to then you have 70 stitches. But I don't need that because I'm going to continue to count mine. And if you do that, once we get back around, you want to take each stitch marker out once we get back to the beginning. But I'll talk to you about that later. But anyway, we're going to continue to get to 70. So I did 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And you're going to keep going until you reach 70. 67, 68, 69, and 70. Now you want to make sure that your chains is all flat on the same one. You want to make sure that there's no twist in there at all. So you're going to keep going until you get to the very last chain, which is your first chain you start with. And then, so this should fit comfortable around your neck, or as tight or as loose as you want it around your neck. And then what we're going to do after that, once you do that, you're going to chain 1 and 2, and then you're going to do a double crochet. Now how the double crochet is done, you're going to wrap your hook around your needle. You're going to insert your hook, pull through. Sorry, we didn't even insert it. I went up under there. All right, so let's do this again. Wrap your hook around your needle, and your very first stitch, you will take and insert it inside and then pull through. And then you're going to pull through pull through two, and then pull through two more. Let's do that again since I confused you all. Wrap your yarn around your hook, insert your needle, grab your yarn, pull it through, and then insert into two and insert into two. Okay, let's get some more yarn here. You're going to try that one more time. Wrap your yarn around your hook. Now, I normally like to go into the top part of the yarn. So you're going to insert that, pull that through. You should have 1, 2, 3 on your hook. You're going to wrap, pull through two. Now you have two more left, and you're going to pull through the last two. One more time. Insert, pull through. You should have 3 on your hook. Wrap, pull through two, and pull through two more. Now you're going to do this all the way around, and I'll meet you once you get back to your very last one. It's right here, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, I'm almost back to the beginning of where I started from. This should be my last double crochet, and then we're going to go to the top, and we're going to slip stitch. This is where we started from here. Let me pick it in, Father. You're going to go at the top of your double crochet. That's right here. And then pull through, and then you're going to pull through to the second one. That's called a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to turn our work, and then we're going to do a back post, front post, all the way around until we get back to this particular point again. Now, just in case if you haven't done a back post, front post, let me show you how this is done. You're going to wrap the yarn around your needle, and first we're going to go with the front post. So not the one that you're right up on top of. You're going to go to the next post, which is this one right here. And you're going to go up under that. You're going to go up under that stitch like that. So let me show you again. Let me get my needle real quick to show you. This is the stitch you're going to go up under. This is the stitch here. You're going to go all the way and go up under that stitch, and then grab your yarn. So again, that's considered a front post. You're going to wrap your yarn around your needle, and then insert and go up under that post, grab your yarn, pull through. You should have 3 on your loops on your hook, and then you're going to pull through 2 and pull through 2. Now that is a front post. The next one we're going to do, which is the next post next to that, we're going to do a back post. You're going to wrap your yarn around your hook, and you're going to go behind this particular one. Gonna push that out the way, grab your yarn, and you should still have 3. You're gonna pull through 2 and pull through 2. So that's front post and back post. And you're gonna do that all the way around until we get back over here. Again, wrap the yarn. This time it's gonna be a front post. Insert behind the yarn, pull through. It should be 3 pieces of loops on your hook. You're going to pull through 2 of them and then pull through the last 2. Now you're going to do the same thing. This time it's going to be the back post. So this time you're going to wrap it around and you're going to go on top and then pull through, and you still should have 3, and you're going to pull through 2 and pull through 2 more. Again, front post, wrap, go under, pull through 2, pull through 2. Back post, wrap the yarn. I normally use my finger to hold it in place, and then we're going to go on top of that one, pull through, pull it back through there, and then pull through 2 and pull through 2. Last time, wrap the yarn around your hook. This is a front post. You're going under it, pull through, and then pull through 2, and then pull through 2. This is how your stitches, let me pull that out some. This is how your stitch should look like. Front post, this is your back post. Front post is on top, back post is in the back. Front post, back post. Front post, back post. And you're going to do that all the way around, and I'll meet you once you get back to the other side. Alrighty, I just did a back post. I'm getting ready to do a front post. And my last one is a back post. Pull through and do my double crochet. Now we're going to slip stitch in this first one here. There you go. And then chain 2. Turn your work. And we're going to do the same thing. Double crochet, front post, back post. You're going to keep doing that until you get back around on this same particular one. So we're going to do front post. Oh, come on. There you go. Front post and back post. And then front post and back post. You're going to do this all the way around until you get back to the same position right here. And you can do this until you get as long as your length that you want. 8 inches is maybe, I think that's probably where I want to stop at. But if you want it longer than 8 inches, then you can do so by all means. So, or I'm just, like I said, I think I'm stopping mine at 8 inches. So you can continue to do yours as long as you want it, or as short as you want it to be. And I will meet you back here once I have reached my desired length. Alrighty, I should have one more. I have to do back post. Well, actually 2 more. And front post. Front post. And this should give me my 8 inches, and then I'm going to slip knot, and I'm actually going to cast this off right now. So I'm gonna pull this in, and I'm going to pull that out a little bit, and I'm going to cut my yarn, and then now I'm pulling this pretty tight. So now that I have my 8 inches, this is going to be your side. You want to take that and put it to the side, fold it to the side, and then instead of starting over here where we did all of our beginning of our casting and our ribs and everything, I'm going to start on this side. So let me get my yarn together. And I'm still going to use my 6mm hook. I'm gonna flip this over this way real quick so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to take this, find the stitch on the side, as you can see where I'm putting this at now. And then I'm going to have, hold on. All right, sorry about that. I had a call to come through. But anyway, we're going to take that and then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. That counts as a stitch. Normally it doesn't. This time it do. So we're going to go into your next stitch, and we're going to do a half double crochet. We're going to do that 5 times. That's 2. So the chain counted as a double crochet. So we're going to make sure you have a total of 6. So 1, 2, can you see that? This counts as 1 because that's my that's my chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we're going to go 4. You're going to hold your yarn down. That's 4, 5. Because we want to yarn over that, so that way you don't have to go in with your yarn needle. 5. And then at 6, the 6th stitch we're taking, and you're going to put 2 of those in that stitch. That was 1, and that's 2. Then we're going to do 5 more. That's 1, 2, 3. Hold that down flat. 3, 4, 5, and on the 6th stitch, pull that down. The 6th stitch, we're going to place 2 in that one. That's 1. I'm trying to make sure I hold that in, and that is 2. Let me let some more yarn out. That's going to be our pattern all the way around. I'm going to do it a couple more times with you. Okay, again, we're going to bring that back down to make sure that you have this covered. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the 6th. So you're placing 1 more in that one. So that's how we're going to actually do this. And you're going to go all the way around until we meet back at this point right here. Wrap, grab, pull through all 3. Wrap, wrap up. Now see, this is how it'll look if you go into the bigger part. It's going to give you a bigger hole, which you don't want. So you're just going to wrap that, insert into that 1 stitch, and that you got 3 hula hoops. Pull through all 3. Wrap, insert, pull through all 3. And you're going to keep doing that until you get all the way till the end. All right, we just did 2, so we can finish it up. That is going to be 1, 2, and 3. Now we're not going to be able to make it all the way to the end, so we're going to leave this one here open. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. We're not even going to connect to that. We're just going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now we're going to work in the back loop only. Now this is going to be a new concept for you guys. Now the back loop is just exactly what it says. You see the V here on top? Let me get my other, actually I could probably use this. You see the V right here on top? Instead of going up under the V like we have been doing, what we're going to do is use the back loop and go and just use the back part of that particular one. Not the front part, the very back. So the back part of each one of these is what we're going to use. And what we're going to do is wrap our yarn, and then you go into the back loop, grab your yarn, pull through, and pull through all 3. We're going to do this all the way around. Go to the back loop and pull through all 3. Now, it's better if you're looking at it like this instead of like this. So that way you can see it. So anyway, wrap, go into the very back loop. So you're going at the top of your stitch, grab your yarn, and pull through all 3. You're going to go into the back loop only with each one of them until you get around to the very part where we started from, which is right here. Okay, I'm making it to the end, doing the half double crochet in the back loop only, and once we get to the end, that's the last back loop, and then you want to do 2 double crochets in the last stitch. So that's 1 and 2, chain, and turn your work. And we're going to continue to do the same thing until we get back to the other side. And you're going to do, this is row 3, and you're going to do the same thing. So the back loop only, insert, and keep going. And once you get to the last stitch on the other side, which is over here, you're going to put 2 double crochets in the last stitch, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so we're on row 3, and row 3 is going to take you to do the same thing up until you get to row 16. So from 3 to 16, we're going to do back loop only. And once you get to the other side, you're going to put 2 into your last stitch, and then you're going to go back around and do the same thing like we have been doing. You're going to have a total of 16 rows, and I'll meet you back here once you get to your 16th row. Alrighty, I wanted to kind of show you how to count your rows. You can actually use stitch marker if that will help you in this counting session. But how I normally count it, wherever your rise, where you do have your join your next one, I count this as 2. So that will be 2. The next one would be 4. How I'm actually counting this, this is where my, no, sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. So this is my 16th row. I didn't count the 3 that I had started prior. So now we're going to do 14 more rows, but this time the same way, but this time is going to be decreasing. Instead of increasing, we're going to decrease. And how we decrease is we're going to still do the same, but we're going to skip 1 stitch. So instead of going into that first stitch, we're going to go into the second stitch. You're still going to do the same half double crochet. So we're going to take our needle, wrap the hook around it, go into the second stitch, pull through, and pull through again. So we're going to do this all the way around. We only decreasing at the end of each row. So once you get back to you're still doing the back, everything is still going the same way we was in the beginning. And the only thing is, instead of putting 2 stitches at the very end, you're going to, when you get to the end, you're going to skip a stitch once you get there. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to walk this through with you. We're still going to do back stitch only, pull through all 3, pull through all 3, back stitch, grab yarn, pull through all 3. We're going to continue that. Instead of doing 2 on the end, we do not do that anymore. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to, before I turn my work, I'm going to put a stitch marker here, so that way I will know this is where my 14 started at. So I already did, this will be 1 row. So let me switch this around. So we chained 1 and then we turned, and now we're going to skip one. So we're going to wrap, skip this one here, go into the second stitch. You're still doing back stitch only, and we're going to do this all the way. And we're not skipping, we only skip towards at the end of each row. So at the end of each row, this is called a decrease. I'm going to do this 14 rows, and I will meet you back here. This is going to be my last one here. And now I'm going to take this needle, put it to the side, because some people might want to use this. This is the other size. This is the smaller size. I think that was the 5. Or this, which is your yarn needle. And what we're going to do is, because we're almost done, and what we're going to do is put this together. Let me move this out of the way. I'm using this to try to make sure I get everything in frame here, so you can see what I'm talking about. So, okay, you're going to make sure this is your opening, and you want to make sure everything is even, because this is the front part where your face is going to go, and the top part, which is here, let me fix this. Top part, which is here, is where you going to do your stitching. Now, again, you have a choice out of using your 5mm hook or your, can I pick it up? Okay, or your yarn needle. I'm going to pull this through, but I want enough yarn that I be able to sew this all the way across. So how I'm going to do that, I prefer having more yarn than not enough. So I'm going to do one. So that's, you're going to take it all the way to the end of your garment. So that's one. Bring it all the way back to the other end. Go back, hold that on that side. That's two. That's three. This is going to be more than enough. Four. So this should be more than enough yarn that I'm going to need. I'm going to insert my hook into this side, the very end, which is here, of my place where you end up stopping. So you want to insert it there and then insert your hook here. Now let me bring this up a little bit so you can kind of see. All right, and then I'm going to pull that through and I'm going to chain one. I'm going to turn my work. Hold on one second. Get you back into camera view. I'm going to chain my work. I chain one, and now I'm going to insert my hook onto both sides of the unit. So each stitch I'm going straight through, and I'm going to pick up, pull through, grab, pull through two. Insert the next stitch, insert the next stitch, pull through two. And this is what we're going to do, and I'm using the needle. You're going to, as you can see, it's already hooked on this side, so you're going to go to the top. You want to make sure that it's all even from this end to this, and you're going to go to the top part. Can you see this? Top part of here, and you're going to pull this all the way through. Remember, you have a lot of yarn here, so I'm kind of caught there. Pull that through. And then you're going to go back right here at the top. It should be connected right there. So now you're going to take from this side. As you can see, there's two. This part here, and then this part here is your back. You're going to go from the front here to your back here on this one and grab those and pull through. You're going to do this all the way across with your needle. So you're going to grab the front stitch and then grab the closest stitch here and pull through. And you're going to do that again. Alrighty, I'm almost to the end. So we're going the front one and then making sure you see not the front one on this one here. We're going to do the back one here. So the closest one, because once you put them all together, that's going to be the closest one. The other one probably will be hidden. So we're going to do the front one that's closer to you, right? This one here that's closer to you. And then the one that's farther away from you, which is the back, you're going to grab those and pull that through. One last stitch, front and back. And this time we're going to put this up under your last one to tie that off, to make that tight. And then what we're going to do, let me flip this over this way. What we're going to do is weave this yarn in, right? So you're going to weave this in, if you can see that. Weave this in and out. So you're going to weave that in, pull this all the way through. And I'm going to go backwards. So I'm going to skip where I started right here, and I'm going to go to the next area and weave this back so that way it doesn't come loose. And then we're going to cut it. Okay. Now, with this stitch, as you can see, let me pull that out so you can see. With this stitch here, it's hard to tell where you, when you're using the needle, it's hard to tell where you actually weaved it in on both sides. So like I said, you can flip this over. This is the inside of it. You can flip this over like this, or you can just still leave it on here. But also we got to do this part here. This is the very beginning part. We need to get all of your yarn hidden, and then take that out. So we're going to take this, pull this through, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm trying to get so you can see what I'm doing. I'm actually going in and out so I can hide the yarn. All right, so I did it that way. Now I'm taking it back. I'm going to go up this time and in and out to hide the yarn. There you are. And then cut this piece. And there you are. You're finished with this. Now the only thing is, I personally don't like the rawness on this. So I am going to take, hold on, let me get my needle. I have a little bit of this, and I'm funny about you wasting yarn. So let's go here. I'm going to do slip stitches, and I'm going to use my bigger needle. You can use the smaller one if you like, but I'm going to use the bigger needle. And I'm going to go in and, hold on one second. Let me grab this. So, okay, I'm going to go in and slip stitch. So now that I have, now this piece here, a yarn here, I want to hide. So I'm going to lay this on top so I don't have to use my needle to go back in and do it. And I'm just going to go in and do double crochets, half double crochets all the way down. Now you're not going to be able to find a particular stitch to go in, so just feel your way through. I'll cut that little piece there off, and that way you can get something that looks about like this, so it won't be so raw. So if you don't want to use double crochets, just a regular single crochet is be fine. So just take it and put it through and pull. That will work just as well. Just so that way, as you can see, just as long as you have a nice edge on it. All right, I was showing you that way, and I'm actually going to do single crochets instead of double. But I wanted, since we had done it in double, I figured I'd show you in a half double crochets rather. So, okay, so I'm going to go back in. Instead of doing that, we're going to go in, go in, pull through, go in, pull through. And as you can see, I'm tucking this yarn, the short piece, so I don't have to go back in with my needle and finish that up. So just as long as it doesn't have a rough edge. I like it to be as neat as possible.